Hello, beautiful family. Welcome back to Healthy Lifestyle with Joy. Today, we are continuing with our homemade 18 spices series, and this is spice number 3, and we are making homemade ginger powder. In this video, I'll be showing you step by step how I made this ginger powder at home using simple ingredients and easy method. So let's get started. So these are the fresh gingers that I'll be using to make our ginger powder. The first step is to wash them thoroughly to remove dirt and impurities. So I transferred everything into my sink and I started washing. As you can see, I'll be using a brush to properly clean the ginger. So feel free to use any clean kitchen brush you already have at home. Now, the reason I'm brushing the ginger very well is because I will not be peeling or scraping off the skin. I will be using the ginger together with the skin, so I want to make sure it is properly cleaned. A lot of people usually remove the skin completely, but ginger skin also contains beneficial nutrients and antioxidants. So once it is properly cleaned and washed, it is completely fine to use. So I carefully brushed the ginger to remove dirt from all the corners and surface. After brushing thoroughly, I washed it with salt and water, then gave it a final rinse to make sure everything was clean and ready for the next step. But if for any reason you are not comfortable using the skin of the ginger together with the ginger to make your powder, please feel free to peel off the skin of the ginger before proceeding to wash thoroughly with salt and water. So after washing the ginger thoroughly, this was what I got. Next is to slice the ginger. I'll be using my food processor to slice the ginger into thin pieces. I use the slicing blade attachment to make the process faster and easier. But if you don't have a food processor, you can also use a knife to cut the ginger into smaller thin pieces, or you can even grate as well. The goal is simply to make the ginger tinier so that it will dry faster and then dry more evenly. So once I was done slicing everything, this was what I got. So I transferred the ginger into a bowl, and this is the quantity I got from slicing the whole ginger. So next is to dehydrate this. You can dehydrate using any method at all, either using your oven, using sunlight, using your dehydrator, or using your air fryer. So in this video, I used my air fryer, but this is not just using the air frying function. This air fryer has a dehydrating function. So I dehydrated using my air fryer that has a dehydrating function. So after dehydrating for some hours, this was what I got. The ginger became very dry and crispy, and at this stage, this is what we call ginger flakes. Honestly, ginger flakes are already useful on their own. You can store them and blend them later whenever you need ginger powder. So instead of blending everything immediately, I divided mine into two parts. I stored some into a Ziploc bag for future use, and then I blended the remaining parts into powder. And honestly, this is one thing I love about homemade spices. You can prepare in bulk and store for later. So I transferred into my blender, and then I went ahead to blend everything into a fine powder. So after blending, I'll be sieving this powder to get a smooth and finer texture. This is optional though, but it's very important and very necessary. This will help you to remove any large particles, and it will give the ginger powder a cleaner finish. And look at this beautiful homemade ginger powder. Fresh, flavorful, natural, and made right in my kitchen. No preservatives, no additives, just pure homemade goodness. So I transferred the ginger powder into my spice jar for storage. Make sure you store your ginger powder in an airtight container and keep it in a cool, dry place. As long as moisture and air stay out, your ginger powder can remain fresh and flavorful for many months. Now tell me in the comment section, have you ever tried making homemade ginger powder before? And what would you use this ginger powder for? If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe because we still have many more amazing homemade spices coming in this series. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye.